Just to kind of recap what we've done. Again, we're creating a My Music list. So far we've created a project with Android Studio that had 2 activities in it. One was called Song List Main Activity, the second is Song Detail Activity. We created a service class that kind of was used as the business logic to kind of encapsulate everything that we're doing with this particular application as far as getting of data. We've created a list view, and then we've bound that to a custom adapter so that way we can actually display the data on the screen. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a click handler. So as we click each one of those items, it's going to pass some data off to our second activity, the song detailed activity. Now in the first part of this course we talked about an application class that allowed us to have state across many activities. What we're going to do is a little something different this time. We're going to use an intent, and we're going to pass an extra, just a little piece of data from one activity to the next. And then from that other activity, we're going to pull back out the information that we need, and we're going to display that to the screen. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is create a click handler that we can use, that when we're here, when we click on each one of these things, it will launch us into our second activity, and it will pass along some data so that we can pull out the things that we want to actually be able to see. So we're going to go back over here to our music list main activity, and what we're going to do is inside here we're going to create a anonymous inner class that is a click handler. So I'm going to do listview. I'm going to do set on item click listener, and I'm going to say new adapter view dot on item click listener. This is an interface, and basically what you see is that in order to implement this class, we must define this method, this method that must be added. If you hover over it, you see that it's an interface, so it cannot be instantiated. We must define this. This is a kind of an anonymous inner class. All right. Now, one of the caveats is if we want to pass, and there's nothing in this particular example, but if we want to pass anything down into here when we're using this anonymous inner class, it must be final, which is why you'll often see the word final in some of the things that are being used here. Alright, so let's keep going. So inside of this particular class, what we want to do is create a new song, and we're going to call that song. And inside here, what we're going to do is get the item that is being used. I'm going to change that to position so we know better what we're doing from the individual clicked area. So so this line right here, so this grabs the song, it's going to cast as the song, and it's telling us it cannot find adapter. So why are we not finding adapter? And that is because of exactly what I said before. This guy right here should be final. That should be final, and then this should be song adapter right there. If I don't make this final, it's going to give me that error that I saw before. So you make him final, that way he has the ability to have it cannot be changed for this guy. It's just one of the rules that you have to follow. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and log what has been said, and I really don't have logging in here yet. So what I'm going to do is up here at the top of my activity, I'm going to create a private static final string that is called tag, and tag is going to be music list. This is just basically something that I can filter on. when I'm down here doing these different levels. So inside here now, what I'm going to do is log.d for debug. I'm going to put my tag in there, and I'm going to put you clicked on, and I'm going to say song.get name. That's going to tell me what you clicked on. So let's go ahead and import the log class and go ahead and run this guy just to make sure everything's working as I expect. I should get the song name whenever I click down into my logcat. So let's go ahead and open this guy over here, position it where I can see some things on this side. I'm going to go ahead and right click and do clear all. Now if I click counting stars, you see you clicked on counting stars. Demons, you clicked on demons, you click burn. Alright, so everything's working the way I expect. So my click handler is working. So the next thing I need to do is launch my new activity that I created, the second activity. So the way you do that is with intents. So I'm going to create a new intent. And in that intent, I'm going to pass view.get context, so the context that I had, and I'm going to call this music list class, which I don't see. So he is my song detail activity dot class. That's the second class that I called. I have to import intent. So this should build an intent. It's telling Android that the thing that you are designed to handle, things that you use to handle the activity, this type of activity should be launched. Alright, so what I'm going to do a little different, well, if I go ahead and do start activity and type intent, this would actually load that second activity. What I'm going to do that's different now is I'm going to do intent.putExtra, and in that put extra, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass something called song title that I have not yet defined, and I'm going to say that I want to call song.get name. So basically I'm going to pass the song name along, and then it's going to be called with this thing called song title, which I haven't defined. And all it's going to be is song underscore title. This is just a designator of what I can look up. So basically now, if I launch this thing again, what it's going to do is open up that second activity. It's not doing anything yet, it's just passing along that second activity to be displayed when I get to it. So we'll let that launch for a second and see what happens. So looks like it's running. So if I click on yours, it says you clicked on I'm yours, and it launched the new details. So we now go back. We have a list. We can click on each one of these, and we're passing on along information to it. So the next step is we need to pull out that information on details, display it to the screen, and then we're going to actually write some code to go do some fetching and bring some data back.